guys? My name is Patricia and welcome to my channel. If this is the very first time that you've ever felt on any one of my videos, welcome. I'd love to see you back, so don't forget to hit the subscribe button and then the notification bell so that you never miss another video. Welcome guys. Today we are talking about travel nursing, and if you know me, you know that I love this topic. Two other videos on travel nursing. If you're interested in those, I'll leave them down in the description bar. I get tons of questions, I mean daily, about travel nursing these days, and I get it. There's a lot of interest in the field of travel nursing right now. This is obviously because of the increased staffing needs related to the pandemic. We already had nursing shortages, and honestly, this pandemic has increased the need for nurses. Another reason why there's an increased interest in travel nursing right now is that people really do want to serve. Nurses want to get out there and do what they were called to do, and that is to care for people. And right now, our country is going through it. And so some nurses really do feel called to travel to those cities that are greatly impacted right now. And another reason why there's an increased interest in travel nursing now, if we can keep it real, y'all, is the pay. Because the need is going up, the pay is going up as well. So I know there's some nurses out there where back in the day, they wouldn't have thought about it, but that money is making you rethink things just a little bit. So I know you guys reach out to me because you guys know I've done travel nursing. I love travel nursing. And so I hope this video serves you and gives you a brief description about what this role entails and also why you probably should do it. So let's talk about the pros. First pro, at least for me, is that you get to explore new cities. I remember my first assignment was in St. Louis. St. Louis was not a city that I ever had visited up until that point, but ended up really loving after having an assignment there. I've traveled to LA, I've traveled to the DC area, I've traveled to New York. I love being able to explore, especially the bigger cities. I definitely consider myself a city girl at heart. So I loved visiting these bigger cities, and on my off days, getting to explore the city that I was in and trying new things. I loved it. I loved being able to visit and live in new cities. The second thing is to meet new people, and that I did. I'll be honest with you, by nature, I am an introvert, and so being dumped into a new city was intimidating at first, but I loved being able to hone my communication and social skills. And there are friends that I had that I met on assignments that I still have to this day. Yes. You can bring your family, you can bring your pets. I have a cousin of mine right now, she's on assignment with her husband and her 2 kids. Your family can explore and experience the new city right along with you. And lastly, I gotta say it, another pro is that money. It's good. So let's talk about what travel nursing is and why do hospitals need travel nurses. When a hospital is experiencing an increase in census for whatever reason, for example, an increased census related to the pandemic, the more patients they have, the more nurses they need to take care of them. It may be that the hospital is struggling with staffing in general, like maybe nurses going on maternity leave or something like that, and they may need temporary staff to come in and fill in those gaps. Another reason might be if a hospital is transitioning to a new charting system, and so their nurses might be attending training seminars and things like that on the new charting system, and they might have travel nurses come in and step in while their nurses are being trained. These are just a few reasons why hospitals would need travel nurses. Basically, you're coming in to fill in a gap and to fulfill a need that a facility is having. These are temporary jobs. Contracts can really vary from a week to 3 months. You can extend to 6 months. It really just depends on that particular hospital's needs. Licensing. If you want to work in New York, you need to be licensed in New York. And so there's a whole process, and that differs from state to state. The good thing about it is most agencies will cover the cost of you getting licensed in that state. There is such thing known as a multi-state license, aka a compact license, which I do have, and I'll leave a link down below to give you guys a list of the compact states. So go to the list. If you find the state that you're licensed in on that list, that means you can work on any other state that's listed there as well. So it's a pretty good thing to have a multi-state license, because that means you don't have to get re-licensed in any of those other states. There's also what is called a walk-through state, and you can get a license in walk-through states. I'll also leave a link down below so you guys can see those. For instance, Missouri, when I worked there, was a walk-through state. And what that meant is that I had to show up to the Board of Nursing, show them my diploma, my current license, and show up with my money, and they gave me a license that lasted 120 days, which was longer than my contract at the time. So that was a very quick and easy process. Otherwise, if you're trying to travel to a state that's not a compact state or a walkthrough state, then you'll have to get what's called a state-specific license. And like I said, those differ from state to state. So you just have to do your research and find out what are the requirements for that state that you want to work in. So let's talk about credentialing and the onboarding process. I feel like this is the area that people don't talk about as much, so let's talk about that today. So credentialing is basically a smorgasbord of paperwork that needs to be done, online assessments, drug screens, medical records, everything that you need to get your foot in the door. Onboarding is a part of credentialing, really, that involves signing your contract, signing up for benefits, getting your payroll information together, everything that you need to work as a travel nurse. Housing. This is a question I get a whole lot, and I've addressed it in my other videos, but I'll address it here too. In general, there are two ways that housing can be handled, and that is your agency can provide housing for you, or you can provide housing for yourself. Your agency will give you a stipend, and then you handle the details by yourself. I've done both, okay? And I will say that there are benefits to both. I've almost always handled housing for myself, but the one time where I didn't, I was giving really good accommodations and I had no issues with it. So let's talk about pay. This is a big reason why people are looking into travel nursing right now, and I get it. It's good. I get it. Especially right now. The pay has always been good. Let's just say that. But it definitely has gone up because the need has gone up. The pay can vary, right? Depending on where you're going, the need of the hospital or facility that you're traveling to, their need, right? And then pay packages can differ also from agency to agency. Another aspect of compensation is benefits. And a lot of people ask me, hey, do you get medical, dental, 401k? And yes, a lot of agencies do provide benefits, but benefits differ from agency to agency. So read the fine print, talk to your recruiter, and get some more information on that. So you've watched this video, you've watched several videos, you've done your research, you know someone who's done it, and you're like, Patricia, it's time. I want to do this. Well, first, take a look at your resume, dust it off a bit, make sure that it's updated, make sure that you have your references in order, and then contact an agency. So this is a question I do get a whole lot. I will say one of the top questions that I get related to travel nursing, and that is, what agency would you recommend? Which ones are good? Which ones are bad? Well, this video is being done in collaboration with AMN Healthcare. I am super, super excited. I traveled to New York City with AMN and I had a really good experience. I don't know if you guys remember, but I initially signed a 13-week contract and I did extend my contract twice. I had such a good experience and ended up working at that hospital full time. I'm gonna come back and we're gonna do a little story time about my New York experience with AMN and just travel nursing in general. I absolutely loved it there. Because that travel experience with AMN, I was able to get my foot in the door of one of the largest hospitals and well-respected hospitals in New York City. You know, those of you guys who are considering making a move to another city and kind of want to test the waters, travel nursing is a really good way of doing that. That's another pro too. Do a 13-week assignment there. Extend if you need to, just to kind of test the city out and see if it's your vibe. And if not, then you made some good money. You can come back home or you can go to another city that might fit your vibe. So I had a really good experience with AMN and I definitely would recommend them. If you're interested in applying and getting in contact with a recruiter, I'll leave some information below so that you can do that. Hopefully this video was useful to you. And if you have any other questions, leave them down in the comment section and I will be getting back to you. If you guys have any other video requests about travel nursing, let me know down below. So that's all I had for you guys today. I hope that this video reaches you well and in good spirits, and I will see you next time with another one. And as always, God bless.